Hey there, everybody. It's RCK. If you've been here before, I'm glad to have you back for sure. Today we're going to be going over our next turns in the EA Caelum game, Arena of Tyrants. Like I said before, it was a whole lot of fun, and hopefully we can get through about 6 turns and end up the first year on this episode. So let's go ahead and get started on turn 7. Hopefully enough you guys have watched the first video I posted a week ago. These come out every Monday. During the first video, I went over pretender design, and then I also went over the first 6 turns. So if you remember from where we left off on the sixth turn, we were expanding into 2 different provinces. I believe these were both failed expansion before. One might have been a new one. I'm not too particularly sure on that. So we'll go ahead and watch the first battle here in Flemmenstein. And this is the Plains province that had the horse calf. I don't believe there's much left at all. From the looks of it, there's only 8 left. And we're just flying, attack rear. I believe this is our prophet in this one. No, it's just a holy. Since it's in our dominion, it has a extra unit with it. And there goes the last of the horse archers. That'll be that for that one. We'll just check. Okay, so we only lost 2 Spirehorn warriors, so really good. We did bring 25 to their 8, really no big deal. And we'll go ahead and watch the next battle in Camia. We brought a whole lot more. We did buy some mercenaries to see if they can take some sponge up some of the damage, since before we lost a lot of our archers. These troops are on attack rear. The commander's back there, and I believe this is our prophet here. Yep, I'm just checking to make sure. So here in the middle, the pirates meet the heavy infantry and start soaking up the damage, while we have the attack rear flyers attacking the commanders. Well, after that, they're going to jump up and jump on the back of the heavy infantry, hopefully breaking them. Looks like we have some slowpokes around here. And there we go. They're routing. Hopefully we didn't take any losses. From the looks of it, we've only lost 4 pirates, so at the end of the day, it's not too bad. No losses on, the mercenaries will go away anyway in 2 more turns, or maybe it's 1 more turn, I can't remember. So either way, we're in good shape. We'll go ahead and look at the battle map. So here, we had the expansion here, and we had a mage go and pick up these troops from last turn since they routed. We will have both of these armies scripted the exact same way on hold and attack. Well, actually, this one's on hold and attack closest. Now, the thing about this is you want to be hold and attack closest when you're fighting barbarians, because if you've ever fought barbarian indies, the barbarian commanders are actually in the front of the squares whenever they're charging. So you have the largest chance of killing the chieftain as if you set your troops to hold and attack closest. These are also on the same thing, hold and attack closest. That commander is not going in, of course, and the other ones we've scripted them in the back correctly, like we should have on our previous turns, but we didn't. Other than that, we are heading over to our northeast side. I was a little bit worried about the light cavalry, so just in case, we made sure we brought some extra units from the capital, even though we should have been fine otherwise. I went ahead and just sent the pirates just to patrol this, since they weren't going to be able to make it in time. I believe I have 2 turns left on them. I do. And the prophet will be able to head over there just to get rid of this 10 unrest. And that's going to be almost closing out our cap circle. We'll still have 2 locations left, and we're going to probably try to save those for later. If you notice here, I wasn't too interested in 129. It's due to the fact of it having war elephants in it, with also having 60 other units and slingers. The only reason for that is our guys don't have helmets, so rocks will hit them in the head and definitely kill them. And then on top of that, you just don't want to mess with elephants. We do have these Jade Maidens and Amazons over here. Definitely interested. Hopefully in the next turn or two, we're going to be heading over that way. I believe that's something I decided to do, trying to push up north here instead of finishing off my cap circle, just to go ahead and get these under our control. Other than that, we'll go ahead and go to next turn. I didn't have enough gold this turn to put enough PD in this province. Usually enough that's okay. Just make sure you don't forget it. I'm trying to max out the most possible, or the maximum amount of units that I can make every turn. That's why I was a little short on the gold. Other than that, I believe we also start a palisade. So we can get this province here with an income or a population of 16,000, income 165, and our scales, because since we did go a scales build, our scales aren't even in it yet, is going to be looking very nice. Hopefully enough that will be pushed over to about over 200 income. I feel like that would be very strong. And that's also another reason why we didn't have enough PD to put any more PD in that, because the palisade, of course, costs 600 gold. So we'll head over to the next turn. We'll end this one. Research is still the same, still 28 research points per turn, because every turn we've been making these area Seraphines just to have our expansion parties, of course. Hopefully enough our research will be boosted up by the end of expansion. So we'll just go ahead and, as far as scripting go, we have everything about the same as we did in other battle. Archers in the front, attacker in the back. Same with these, hold and attack rear. We do make sure this guy is back with these troops. So we'll go ahead and end the turn, and we'll head over to turn 8. Oh, wrong thing. Continue, and turn 8. Alright, so we have a couple of things going on here. We researched conjuration. I believe let's view it. So we got a level 2. Not too bad. Still, we have a ways away to get to level 5, of course. We have 2 of our crippled units die during the long march to a province, where they go to Northangs. So is this battle right here. We lost 2 troops on the way there. We'll go ahead and look at this first battle, and we'll just go ahead and view it instead of looking at the report. Usually enough, these early ones are nice to look at. Usually those late game raids and stuff, I probably wouldn't show them. So at the end of the day, I'm glad I brought enough, because it wasn't just light cavalry, it was heavy cavalry as well. But then again, there's not too much of it, so we shouldn't have been worried. And there we have our attack rear charge. And I believe those heavy knights and militia are routing at this point. I believe it's a combination of militia and light infantry, maybe. I can't tell. I'm not going to click on them, and there we go. We've enveloped those if they ran. We stopped the heavy cav, and they've ran into us. And there goes to the last one. And that will be it for that battle. And let's check the report. So we lost 1 militia and we lost 2 warriors. Very efficient, very nice. We didn't take a lot of losses, so we can definitely move on with this party to our next expansion. We'll watch this next battle here. And if you remember, this is the battle that's going to have the barbarians. I'll just say this because it's a relatively tough indie type for a lot of things, because they just hit very hard. And if you remember, we were on attack closest. So we have these guys on Sermon of Courage, which will boost morale by 1. I think they can get 2, maybe 3 castings off before they fly. Maybe it's just 2. Not sure if they have the reach for the 3rd one. There we go. And if we look right now, I want to go ahead and pause it. We have 1 chieftain right here, or barbarian chief. And then we have an additional chief. These are in 2 squads. Usually enough barbarians, you'll see them in 1 big square, or if they have different types of barbarians, being the mauls or the great swords, you see them in multiple squares. And the second one is second chief is right here in this square in the front as well. If you see him, he has dark colored hair compared to the blonde as the rest of them. And here we go, dropping down, hopefully getting a lot of nice first strike hits off. And we see some fire darts being shot by our mages. I definitely know we're going to be taking some losses on this one. It's too bad we couldn't hit that last commander. It looks like one of the squares of barbarians have already routed since we killed their commander. And the second one is enraged or, no, berserking. I believe he has berserk. That's why he is going red like that. Yep, he does have berserk and he is berserk right now. Okay. And they are chopping through our boys here. And it looks like the barbarian units have routed, but the barbarian chief is berserk, so he is not going to rout. So it's our mages against the chief. I suppose I can put this on ×2 just to speed it up a little bit. Is he crippled? I feel like he's crippled. He's got a limp. Okay, so his map move and combat speed is, well, -4 on the map move, but combat speed is half. I just noticed he was going very, very slow. He only has a combat speed of 6. Okay. Hopefully we can cast some more things. I wonder if my mages are fatigued. Yes, they are. And we were able to get one fire dart off point blank range, almost like a shotgun blast, to get rid of his 6 HP he had left, I believe. So very, very lucky there. I'm glad he wasn't able to hit our mages. Losses, we took significant losses, of course. 1 militia and 25 warriors. Very, very unfortunate. And within we lost, how many did we lose on top of that? We lost 5 more on top of that. So at the end of the day, we lost 31 troops. Very, very unfortunate. I wish that could have gone a whole lot better, but there's always a risk whenever you have your attack closest or attack rear and they just don't go where you want them to go, of course. I mean, we really have no way of telling. So it's interesting, of course. There's good. You won't always take losses like this when you're fighting barbarians. It could go like this on occasion, but usually enough, or sometimes maybe it's about 50-50. You can have pretty good trades where you'd only lose maybe a handful, maybe like 5 to 10, and then you'd be able to wipe out a large amount of barbarians like this. So we had an unexpected event happen in Caelum. Province income -20, very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. That means it's going to be the total income is -20 every turn from here on out. Not just this turn. So these were our pirates patrolling, lowering the unrest. So this is the battle map. We'll have our mages heading back to capital to grab more troops, of course. We have some troops that retreated over here. We have some troops that retreated over here. There was 4 there, 3 there, to 7 that we're missing. We have 3 turns on this palisade left. We have our Seraphine with their expansion party hitting these Jade Amazons. I'm worried if there's a lot of the cavalry that's in this province, and since I'm pretty sure they're relatively killy. I worry about them chopping up my birds, and I really want this province here to not only get nature diversity. We have chances to get nature 2s. We can cast things like foul vapors, of course, but just being able to go around and search nature 2 is going to be really, really nice. We also have a chance of getting water 2s, which also will be really, really nice for us, since other than that, we would have to get a 10% random on our eagle warriors to ever get a water 2. So that would be very, very nice if we could site search with water 2s. That will definitely open us up to conjuration spells if we decide or need to go higher into water. through boosters and other things such as that. We have this Seraphine that just moved there from the capital last turn, or this turn, heading back to the capital to either get more troops or research until they wait to get troops. We have the Prophet and whatever armies the Seraphine had. So we have a total of 54 troops here. We do move him back into the corner. Moving to take these Jade Amazons, and I just want to make sure it's a very valuable province for us. I mean, other than that, I highly doubt anyone's going to be taking our cap circle since we see there's nothing. We see no one in any of these provinces yet. But this turn, if you do notice, we do see our northern or northeastern neighbor. We haven't figured out who in particular they are yet. I'm not sure why I decided to move my scout here. Not sure. Might have had a reason. I might not have. I don't know. Maybe I just wanted to see kind of who was over here. But since they haven't taken any of these, I have no immediate threat to take them or any immediate, or no, I don't need to take any actions to take them at the moment because I'll definitely have maybe at least these two and maybe one of these. And I'm not too worried since we went scales. I'm more worried of getting these castles up and deciding on an early war. I mean, at the end days only turn 8. I'm sure they have a lot of expansion left, either if it's the person that's over here or the person that's over here. Ochaka, of course, their capital is right here. I believe they have had relatively poor expansion, but I mean, I don't have very good coverage on what's over here, so they could have possibly have a lot more. Other than that, I do see war elephants and lion clan warriors, and I did notice that I'm worried that he might run those war elephants in that province. I believe that's why I took the extra step and brought the extra cap units from my cap to also hit this, because I didn't want to take too many losses from the heavy cap just to be killed by war elephants or vice versa. Um, so I just want to make sure that I got this magic diversity here. I mean, other than that, I don't think that we had any provinces that had any mages in it yet. I'm just going through, just making sure. Yes, so far we've had no provinces that have any indie mages. Very unfortunate. There's a good chance this one will. We will probably have a nature 1 if we don't end up getting this, of course. We still have no idea who's down here, and we have no idea who's over here still. We'll go ahead and head to the next turn. I believe there's nothing else in particular. Still the same amount of research, which is unfortunate, still 28. But like I said, once expansion is over and all of our Seraphines come back home, they're all going to be decent enough researchers, and it's going to really give us a boost into the mid game. Because I mean, everything we have out now is a mage, other than the random commanders that we've made here and there to build things. I'm not sure why I built one over here. Maybe it had something to do with income at 85, and when I build these, when I have playing a nation that has these very, very efficient researchers, I like to make a lot of castles to really boost up the research, since they're only 45 gold per turn. And since I took scales, I'm not worried about I'm not worried about, what's the word I'm looking for? I just need to be using my gold efficiently every turn. I had 132 left over. I don't think I've missed anything up. Should just be about 0 every time. I did put a bid on these villains, 25 gold, just to kind of throw them away. And 127, which is here, I might be throwing them into that as like a meat shield, or maybe into that. I'm running these pirates into the province 88, which is Lion Tribe. I don't plan on them living. I just wanted to say maybe someone put a bid on these to maybe help them out in expansion, because at the end of the day, there are a lot of pirates to the left. um, just to get them out of the list. I just want to kill them. I know it's bad to say, but it's just better off if I got rid of them than letting someone else have them in a way. And I will probably do that with Victor's villains as well. Other than that, I believe we've gone over everything so far, and we'll head over to the next turn. Alright, now we have 3 battles going here. We can already tell that uh, um, Machaka did decide to attack that province that we were attacking. Hopefully we brought enough, of course. But we'll watch the first one here in Scrawl Point. I'm going to take a sip of water, of course, and we'll just watch the battle as these pirates get massacred here. With their lack of shields and armor in a way, and these all these units have either javelins or arrows. They're just taking so much damage, and there are a lot of sleep clouds and stuff that's kind of messing up our squares in a way and spacing them out. Very unfortunate. And the arrows, they're just tearing them apart because they have no shields and very, very little armor. I'll just go ahead and click on one. Yeah, 6 protection, no head protection. Those arrows are going to be dealing a lot of damage. And surprisingly enough, that is a lot of Lion Tribe. What's going on? Oh, they're all sleeping. They ran into their own sleep spell, of course. And they're just cleaning up the last few here. So lost everything. They killed 1 Lion Tribe warrior. So great job. So we have this battle here. We'll watch the enemies first, since it's first on the report. And they are doing elephant expansion. 64 hit points, protection 11, low magical resistance and morale, so they're definitely not a late game unit. Or definitely not a late game unit. Most more of an early game or just used as like a disruption to enemy lines in a way. They have a decent amount of, or a handful of the Cav, the Jade Maidens on the the lizard things, the lizard riders or whatever. Decent amount of Amazons, and they do have some mages back here. They're both water one, nature ones, and they have the same gems. And I'll just click on it, just show you. I think they've already used a water one and just have some on guard commander back there. And we're watching the elephants just finish up these Amazons here. And it looks like the Amazons are routing. I believe those might be, yep, those are. And it looks like these are too. And that's going to be Machaka cleaning up the Amazon province. They took no losses. So for this, the war elephants was very, very nice. You have to be careful though. You have to be mindful of what you go into and what you attack. But this worked very, very well for him. And then we hit the same province this turn, so we did bump into each other. And we brought a lot of troops. Everything's on attack rear. Archers are just on fire. Elephants are coming in. Flyers are going up into the back to hit the commander. Must have had someone attack closest as well. That might have been the deal with cavalry, so they didn't run in the back and kill my commanders. But it worked out against the elephants, so that all worked out at the end of the day. So we'll go and check our losses on that. So we lost 2 archers. The elephants did make it to our archers that we had, and we lost 4 warriors. And then he lost 4 war elephants, 3 Lion Clan, and a Voice of the Lion. Overall, he did lose the most gold. I don't think he can make that many elephants a turn either. This is an 80 gold mage, priest mage. And the war elephants are 100 gold apiece, so that's 400 gold. And 14 gold apiece there. So overall, he lost around 500-ish, a little over 500, maybe 550. And then we lost two archers, so we lost 20. And we lost four Spirehorn warriors, so we lost 60 gold for about 550. So very, very efficient trade there. We had some unexpected events. Tensions are rising over the practices of ravens, veiled seraphs. There have been manifestations of civil unrest in the capital. Only the wisdom of the Eagle King will calm their opposing factions. These are events that happen in the capital. I don't know if you have to make Eagle Kings to end this, or they have to do something maybe. I don't remember, but it's not too big of a deal. The plus 12 unrest are very unfortunate because that does drop our income for the province by a significant amount since we make a lot of money there. We had a unexpected event happen in Norfangs, which is a province we took last turn. Children are disappearing at night. Strange creatures skulk the wilderness. I also forget what this is. I think we need to go here and we need to start patrolling. Unrest plus 23, magic plus 1. Then we had unexpected event in Kemia. An omen was seen and spoken decline of Crow, the evening star. Rumors of an ill omen has spread widely. Dominion minus 3, that's very unfortunate. We can definitely see our misfortune 2 scales are definitely kicking us in the butt now. It's not too bad. The 25 PD has dropped the unrest down by some. So it's not, doesn't hurt us too much, but still it'll be gone next turn. I think it was this province we had minus 3 Dominion in. So looking at the battle map now, we can see more of our neighbors. Down here in the south, we have Agartha. He has mainly cabin guards, great alms, and seal guard. So I know seal guards are sacreds. So what I do with my scout, I send him over this province. I just assume Agartha is going to attack this next, and I just want to see what his bless is. So hopefully we can see that. Other than that, we also see who our neighbor is in the west. We have Vanheim. Kind of scary for us in a way, but not too much since, well, I wouldn't say too much. It would be much nicer if another person was there instead of him because it'd be much more difficult for them to go around this lake and attack us. Because Vanheim has units with sailing. So what's going to happen is he might be in this province here, one of these provinces, and he's going to sail over to here. And he's going to be able to attack us just straight through this stuff, depending, and like if we can hear, and he'll move over here. So very unfortunate. Hopefully enough, I believe I send Vanheim a message this turn since we meet each other. I have no intentions of attacking him. I relay that in my message. I think I'm very clear. I ask him if he wants a nap 3, and he does agree to it. He has other plans with nations that are around him. I'm not entirely sure who is around him at this time, but he definitely has plans elsewhere, and we are very lucky for that. I don't believe I've messaged Agartha at this point. I haven't spoken with him, and I also haven't spoken with Colossa. Yeah, Colossa, I believe, and we saw them there last turn because we had a scout here. If you remember that they're either over here or over here, and we haven't figured that out yet. We message Machaca, of course, and we say, "Oh, sorry for the bump. It happens." Other than that, we are moving to take out these wolf tribe. Moving this large one. We could split this up, but I mean, even if we split it up, what can we go for? Since we have a decent amount of units moving over here, I think I put him on. Yeah, I put him on hold. Stay behind. No, just hold a bunch of times. So hopefully the elephants and slingers will target him since he has a shield, helmet, and decent armor, being 13. And then I'm sending in 31 of these guys to hold and attack rear, hopefully break the morale the heavy infantry, and there's no elephants, of course, but heavy infantry and slingers, which I'm pretty sure there's not. There might be. I know there's some there. Um, we have a lot more researchers now. We've had a lot of Seraphines come back home. It looks like we just made a Harab Seraph, so we have him on researching as well. We got the one that has the Earth random to it, so it's good to have that. Just to have more magic diversity, of course. Hopefully we can get him outside searching soon. This is definitely going to increase our amount of research. We went from 28 to 32, so that's very, very nice. Maybe in around 3 turns or so, we'll have the next research goal being Conjuration 3. But yeah, definitely hitting Mag in 124, and we're going to be hitting the Griffin Spires in 136. Other than that, we have the Scout here that I spoke about. We have 2 more turns on this castle here, or palisade. And that's all. That's to be all for that turn. And we'll go ahead and head over to turn 10. 10. Yep. Let's see. Alright, so we'll watch the Battle of Mag. This is the one that had heavy infantry and slingers. And that's why we put this commander here, so the slingers wouldn't hit these troops back here, just in case. We'll put it on time 2 speed, since we've already seen a few battles like this, and this one isn't too large. And they didn't even get to shoot at the commander first, they just... Flyers got there before they were in range, I suppose, to hit the commander. But we're already mopping this up. And there's the last view, and we can end this. We have took no losses, of course, and we killed the enemy, of course. Other than that, we had the Griffin Spires here. Excuse me. This is our profit, and the larger army we had that took the Amazons in the previous turn. And it's just a small amount of deer tribe. They have a mage here with a few nature gems, nature 1, so it's not too bad. We'll go ahead and do this on fast speed. And we were just some on attack closest, some on attack rear, and we made very, very short work of them. We lost 3 Spirehorn warriors, not too bad. We had an event happen in Camia. We have a peddler peddling his wares in Providence. One of your agents discover him. We give him 1 gold, and he gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gems. I don't know how. I said they were swiftly and forcefully bought at a price that was intended for us. So we essentially stole these goods for him. Very unfortunate. Hopefully we're better people than that. Birds. I don't know. We'll go ahead and head over to the battle map. So unfortunately, Agartha decided not to take this since we moved our scout over there. And I guess we'll just be moving our scout back over here again. I know we've been very undecisive with what we wanted to do with him. I just wanted to catch that. We have, I'm not sure why we're moving these guys over here. We might be preparing to do something with this. I'm not entirely sure. Either 101 or 88. It could be we're going for 88 because it'll take us 2 turns to get there. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Researchers here doing their thing, of course. So we have this commander going back over here. Maybe we'll build a castle. I don't know. I know this is in our cap province. Usually enough, depending on what nations you're playing, of course, you want to be mindful and you won't want to take away from the resources in your cap circle because that just takes away from your cap province overall. Sending our profit and this expansion party here because other than that, I guess the profit could have gone for 129, but I want to keep our losses relatively low so we can go into year one being relatively strong and ready for a fight if need be. We're building a lab over here in 106. The province only has one turn left till we build the castle, of course. We have this commander from this farmland moving over to 121, if you remember, and this does have a lava lake, so very, very nice. We're going to get a little bit more income, or gem income, being fire and water. So we can start building not that one, this one, the Jade Sorceress, Water one, Nature one, with these random paths. Hopefully we'll make a handful of them, start sending them outside searching, researching, constructing items, a bunch of different things. We also are sending this commander over there. I believe at this point we see these lizard warriors, and since we have no astral in our nation, you have a few heroes that will give you astral, you have summons that will give you astral, but you have to have astral on your pretender in order to do those summons. We definitely want 144. That's why the commander is moving in with him to build a castle on it next turn. Other than that, I believe just about everything we've boosted PD up to 10, just because we have a lot of money. We're making a lot of money. We have a lot of good provinces. Other than that, yeah, that one's going down there because he can't do that mountain pass, and these Seraphine and Spire warriors can just fly over the pass. As far as diplomacy goes, this turn I had Colossa message me. They told me 3 is their cap circle, so that determines that their cap is either here, here, or here. I believe it's the mountain here. They ask for a border agreement to kind of make sure we don't bump into each other. As far as border goes, they said they'll have 3 for sure because it's their cap circle, and I agree with that. I wouldn't want to take that away from them. I wouldn't want to go into that and have them take it away from me because I have no reason to hold their cap circle from them. But they also said that they wanted 144, and I said 144 is a big negative. They are not going to be taking 144 from us. I feel like they have an army over here, maybe, or over here. I said we will fight for 144. That is definitely going to be ours. At this point, the player agrees with us. He says we can have it. We said, okay, I think we're fine with him having this farmland, and we let him know that. Other than that, I believe there's no diplomacy this turn. We just want to make sure we get these astrals and start site searching. Very, very nice. We can have communion. We'll have nature communion. We'll have astral communion. Very, very nice for us to have. Very, very nice for us to grab. I believe I've gone through everything else. I'm just trying to make sure every turn that I'm not missing anything. Let's look at our research. Well, 66 research points per turn. We're at Conjuration 2. 2 more turns, we'll hit 3. We haven't gained too many as far as gems go. We've only found 2 sites, one being a lava lake that gives us 1 extra water gem, and then 1 extra fire gem, and then on top of that, we found the plane of perpetual drought, which increases heat and gives us 1 fire gem. Not too bad. Well, actually, no, we found 2 lava lakes. I was mistaken by that. So 4 gems overall from the 2 lava lakes, and then an extra fire gem from the perpetual drought. Not too bad as far as sites they go that we don't have to search for. Hopefully soon we can start searching for sites and really start boosting our income. Of course, I definitely want to start site searching for air. I believe in the next few turns we'll start that. Other than that, we've got some stuff through events. And we'll go ahead and head over to the next turn, being turn 11. I don't know why I keep clicking there. So if you notice, even though we already talked to this player and they agreed to letting us have 144, being the Lizard Shaman, Lizard Providence, they decided to attack it anyway. That was intentional on their part. I asked them afterwards. They said they ran the simulation or numbers on it multiple times. They tried to battle against like 50 birds or something like that, and they said they won every time or something. I can't remember exactly, but I was like, okay, whatever. I kind of asked them, I was like, so we fighting now or what's up? Because I was like, that was kind of not very nice. You told me I can have that, and you bump into it anyway, but it's okay. I'm not too worried. We'll go ahead and watch this one. They're using their sacreds that they got from their capital. These are their cap only ones. I don't see any of the recruit anywhere ones. And they have these little Makarta archers, very very little undisciplined short bow archers. Um, Best thing they're used for, they're cheap. You can mass up short bows with them. They also have their prophet here, and we will be checking out their bless. So they have a very very large bless. Looks like they took a hell bless. They have morale +1, attack skill +2, shock resistance +5, poison resistance +15, fire resistance +10, defense skill +1, strength +4, blood surge, dark vision, combat speed +30%. So very very heavy bless. Um, Very very killy, very very worrisome for us. Archers are good of course against lizards. They have no shields. They have no helmets. They have a little bit of natural protection. It looked like, yeah, all these troops here also have awe. It's kind of interesting. It's not something they have to take on their bless. It's just something that their troops have. So what's going to happen here is that these lizard warriors are going to take a morale roll against, I believe it's 12. A morale roll against 12 versus 12. I think they'll have an additional roll, so there's a chance that they're going to lose it. And what happens, you saw them shine up a little bit. They're not going to be able to attack their unit due to the awe from the bless. Yeah, all these guys are blessed. Attack skill 14, defense skill 15. They'll be tough to hit. They'll hit back for sure. Strength of 19. They have very very strong hits now. Morale is relatively high. Natural resistance is pretty decent. Very very low protection. It's something interesting to think about because I mean you have protection 1 troops. You can lose a lot to it. You have to be careful using them. But it seems like this player decided to go with a very, very killy bless versus like a defensive bless in a way. And it's something you have to balance out. I don't know if it's worth taking any defenses. I see a lot of resistances, of course, which that's always very, very good. We'll watch this battle play out. So you see some of them lighting up. Those are the awe going off and them not being able to hit. The archers are coming in and doing lots of damage to them. And it looks like I don't know if they did the HP at that point and they're routing or if something else is going on. Even though they have very, very high morale, being 15, they seem to be routing for some reason because at the end of the day, these lizard warriors, they deal a lot of damage back. They have 2 attacks, which is more, well, no, I forgot about the kick attack here. So they're even on the amount of attacks being dealt back and forth, but these guys are size 3, whereas the lizards are size 2. So they're going to have 6 attacks per square versus 2 attacks per square, even though these units are better. Or 6 attacks versus 4 attacks per square, while also being shot by arrows. Some of these arrows could have definitely hit these guys as well. I wasn't looking too much. Having one protection, they could definitely been hurt or killed by that. They have relatively low hit points as well. Well, not too low. I mean, it's double the amount a regular human would have, but well, pretty decent. But having zero protection is very, very worrisome. They have about human HP. So we have all his sacreds routing at this point. The archers are still firing, and it looks like the lizards are routing. You still have the prophet doing his spells, being heavenly fire, and they're just shooting them as they go. You have the shaman here. I'm not sure if he's routed yet. He has routed, but he is fatigued out, so right now he is currently asleep, so he can't go anywhere. Looks like the archers are prioritizing him versus the routing units, which is interesting. Shooting him in the back. So at this point, the sacreds have routed off for Caelum, and all that's left are the archers and his prophet. And we'll go ahead and end this battle. We'll look at the report for that. He actually only lost one. As far as actual deaths go, he lost one of his sacreds, and he lost his commander. I assume that was leading those sacreds. Since they were magical, yep, they're magical beings. I bet his prophet does not have magical leadership. No, it does not. And that is why he had to bring that general along with him. Very, very interesting that he used that general or that commander to attack in with the sacreds as well, risking that death, ultimately routing his troops. I was wondering what happened there. I assumed that, but I wasn't sure. And they killed all lizard warriors, of course. But watching the battle, you also saw that all of these 8 or 7 units left, they routed as well. So we know that they're not going to be in the next one. And then we'll watch this battle here, where we bump into them. And we bought a lot of birds. We got a lot of birds coming. And all they have are some little monkey archers and their prophet. So very, very risky for them. They have their archers shooting our birds. I guess we're just on attack closest for some reason. I guess between the amount of the HP pool in that total area, they decided to attack that instead. Prophet's casting Heavenly Fire. His morale is broken, but he is paralyzed from one of our spells. And he's surrounded and killed. So we lost 4 Spyharm warriors. He lost his group here. And he lost his prophet, which is very, very important for him. Other than that, he told us he was testing against 50 birds. I don't think he was expecting us to bring 100. So I feel like even if his sacreds were in the battle, I don't think they would have made a difference just because of how much we had. And then our palisade was completed. We automatically start going up to building it up to a fortress and researching, and we are also building a scout over here, using up the last bit of our gold. At this turn, I believe I already told you, I was like, what the heck, why'd you bump into me? And he said, oh, I tested it, it was worth the risk. I was like, okay. That's one tick. Not very fond of that. So at this point, I'm looking for targets. I don't want to fight Vanheim. I already have a nap with him. I don't particularly want to mess with Machaka. I have no intentions of fighting him. I'm on top of this. I don't want to fight Agartha either. So at this point, I send Agartha a message. I said, hey, would you like a nap 3? He says yes, he will agree to a nap 3 if he gets 88. Overall, I was like, I saw the death scales. I decided that it wasn't going to be very, very good for us to have as far as income wise. I mean, even if it has a well of pestilence, giving up 1 death gem, not too bad for a nap. So the birds that were sending here 95 to send to 88, I pulled them back to 101 with the cap here. we will take out these barbarians fairly easily. As far as expansion goes, we know 3 is his cap circle, so we're not going to that. And the only things left is the throne here, which is could be decided to go either if Machaka decides they want it, they can go take it. It might be moving to one of these provinces. Colossa could possibly take it, but I doubt it since they just lost an expansion part. I'm sure they have a lot more than this, but I highly doubt since they haven't finished their cap circle, they'll be wanting to go for a throne that's out of their way. And we're going to be heading to fight these war elephants next. We go ahead and put this up to 10 PD. And we're also building a palisade here to go ahead and start recruiting these shamans. I'm not too particularly worried that we're building a palisade in a low income province. I want it for the mage, not for the income. Along with this one too, we are not building a palisade yet, but I'm not worried about the amount of income it has. I just want the mage from it. Trying to make sure I'm not forgetting anything before we go to the last turn for this session here. As far as Diplo goes, I told Agartha he could have 88 for a nap. I send my scout over here. I believe Agartha, I can't remember if Agartha initially asked me, but he asked me if, I think he asked me for 88 and then I offered a nap or vice versa. I'm not entirely sure. I believe I messaged him first though. And then when I came on the computer, because this was off, I didn't check the turn by then. When I came on the computer and I saw that Colossa decided he wanted to bump with me, I messaged Agartha back and I told him, since we already have a nap, are you interested in the first war with Colossa? And he told me yes, he was. So as far as that goes, that is our first target. Hopefully enough, our birds will be able to deal enough damage to where their very, very killy sacreds won't be able to kill as fast or as much. That's our thinking at this point. We definitely want to hit Conjuration 5 relatively soon, maybe before the war happens. It's turn 11. I think we said we'd attack him around turn 16 or 17. I'm not entirely sure. It's been a while since we've played this game. But I am moving my scout again just to see his bless, just maybe. Like I said, back and forth with his scout it seems. But since I already know what Colossa's bless is, I know Machaka's having a tough time expanding with the elephants, and he's not using sacreds. I'm not going to be able to see what bless he has. And Vanheim is just kind of so far away. I'm not, and since we do have a nap with Vanheim as well, I'm not worried about seeing his bless at the moment. So that's about how it goes. That's going to be our 4 neighbors that we have. We will be hitting these barbarians, like I said, and these are on hold and attack rear, and I believe these are on hold and attack closest, just to get them on both sides. It's probably to really try to maximize the amount of damage we can deal if we completely surround them. I'm only doing this, if I had less troops, I'd only be doing attack closest. But since I have a lot of troops in this, we want to get the surround on to get the maximum amount of attacks in as fast as we can. And we'll head over to turn 12. Everything's done here. Yep. Okay, I just wanna double check and make sure. We'll look at mercenaries. Helheim bought Victor's villains. I wasn't too worried. I didn't want to buy them too much. I don't know why I put a 21 bid on these guys. I'm not sure. Might have been a mistake on my part because I definitely can't buy them with a 21 bid. So weird. Maybe I meant to do it for these guys. Who knows? Someone bought me Master here, just a mage, probably doing some site searching. Yeah, no idea why I did that. It's weird. Had no intention of even checking the mercenary tag. I just figured I'd check in. I was like, what the heck? Haven't found any more sites yet, and we'll go ahead and head to the next turn. I'll stop rambling, of course. King of game, go to turn 12. So we have 3 battles here. And we'll go ahead and watch the first one. We finished our level 3 in Conjuration. Moving to level 4, we have lesser elementals. We definitely want to get full-size elementals. Simba, Prince of Metals, Master of Crafts, the Mountain Lord, has claimed the inner throne. So that's going to be giving him blood slaves. Really interesting, already claiming thrones on turn 12. Very worrisome for myself. I believe since that is a level 2 throne. Yes, you do get 3 blood slaves, 1 earth gem, and plus 1 order, so and spreads the minion. So very, very nice for Sadist to have. Definitely getting it this early on is a nice way to break into blood, because in 15 turns you're going to have enough to empower somebody into blood. Definitely get them site searching at that point if you're instructed for to make dowsing rods. Very, very nice to have. I mean, just think that's not too far into the future. I mean, that's still under 30 turns, and you'll be empowering people in blood and turning yourself into a low power blood nation. That's definitely going to increase your rate of being able to do it very, very early in the game. I'm not saying he will. I'm not sure what he does with it, but it's just interesting. Definitely opens up some possibilities, of course. And also, since he does have death mages, he can make things like vampires. I didn't even think about that, but if he decides to empower things like Marsh Masters and stuff, he can cast the vampire spell. I forget what it's called. And at that point, he can start vampire production. So very, very interesting. I didn't even think about that till right now. I'm not sure if he does or not. I don't remember. Hall of Fame. Colossa, first one here with 27 kills. Mercenary with 0 kills. Victor, 2 kills, but he's dead. Pale Commander. Helheim, of course, with 27 kills. I expected both of these guys to have very, very high kills, of course. This is my Prophet here with 19 kills. I assume this is Satissa's Prophet, and that could possibly have been Agartha's Prophet as well. We already know that Colossus' Prophet is dead. That's done. Banheim, 0 kills. Could be a Prophet, but I'm not sure. Random commander for Satis, just has experience but 0 kills. So interesting to look at. But definitely he prophetized this guy first turn. That's my Prophet. Possibly his Prophet there. That's just a... I wonder if... No, this one's still alive. So I'm not sure. I haven't seen that one. We just know it's not his Prophet. We'll go ahead and look at score graphs. Since we already looked at battles before we look at the screen. Since this is year 1. Very, very nice increase here in provinces. Started building forts. We've got 1 done so far. Starting to make a lot of money here. Definitely seeing a lot of increase. We see our jumps into finding those few random sites as we've been going. Lava Lake here. Drought. Perpetual drought place here. And then another lava lake here. Research is going up. You can tell when we started researching a little bit more, having a little bit more of an incline here on this graph, our dominion. It doesn't really matter that much. Our army size going relatively good, going up, and we have a little bit of a drop here. We did not see the battle report. My bad. I apologize. So bad. I clicked on show you report for it. Just disregard that. Just rewind. This is the Prophet army taking on the War Elephant province. Only 2 elephants. Very, very lucky on that. Hopefully we can drop back here, take these commanders out relatively quickly. I could have planned it on ×2. And that's what happens. Really, really nice develop here. And we didn't have any of them fall short. We paralyze? Looks like it. Might have been a divine spell. 4 losses. Took out the War Elephants. Next one here against the barbarians. Now this was a much better terrain than the last time we fought barbarians, but we did have a lot more troops this time than last time. You see they're in two separate squares now, since there are two separate types. Actually, looks like there's 3 commanders in that battle. Don't know if anyone caught that or not, and there's 3 separate squares. And I was correct. I mean, I guess we did look at this before, but I didn't really pay attention. I was just noticing as they were crossing the field because of how wide they were. So interesting. I know they had the troops that had the mauls, but I guess they just show up as the same barbarian tag. Let's look. Yeah, they did have the ones with the mauls versus the ones with great swords. I mean, I know you recruit them separately, but I guess as far as the report goes, they go under the same unit. Interesting. Never really noticed that before. And then we have the Agartha battle here, where we told him he could have 88. He has Alms. He has the Cavern Guard. He has some Pale 1 units. See a heavy infantryman in there. And there's the commander, so that is not the prophet. And their Alm is doing, or the Alms, or I believe that's what they're called, they're doing their thing by disrupting the enemy lines by doing the Mind Blast, and you see they're being paralyzed. Now these, yeah, the Seal Guard are the sacred ones, not the Cavern Guard, my bad. But we know they weren't blessed, so we don't get to see their bless, unfortunately. They hit very hard, have a lot of hit points, and we don't want to be messing with those guys. And they have relatively high protection, being 14. And they're just going to make short work of these Lion Tribe. Javelins don't really care much. Short bows, they don't really care much. They're relatively well armored, having helmets on as well, along with the bronze hauberk, and bronze cap, being protection 13 and protection 14. And they're just getting rid of these guys. The Alms are doing a good job at disrupting and scattering out the troops. I'll fast forward. So unfortunate we did not get to see their bliss. Maybe next time. That's the end of that battle. They took no losses, and they killed all the Lion Tribe. We'll head over to the map. 71 income, pretty decent. Not sure what that is. We are building our next palisade over here, having 4 turns left. 3 turns left on this one, and 1 turn on upgrading this one. We have this guy researching. Nothing being made here this turn. This is what's going on here. We move over, we make a era serif just to start site searching air and water around the province, just to get some air out there. Higher air, I mean, we definitely have these air 1s, but having the air 2s are just a much nicer site searcher, of course. We have sent this unit out. I guess I didn't catch that last turn, to site search this province here, since it is a waste and a mountain. Wanted to see if we can get any early sites out of it. I want to definitely go around and start site searching with earth, get any earth income. Other than that, we don't have anyone else site searching. This guy is sneaking back home to the capital to research. Palisade. Moving back to the capital to research at the time being, or move troops around. Prophet is going over here, this province. As far as you know, we finished expansion. All is left are our neighbors. We have this scout pinging this province here. He is going to be put in the back and set on retreat. I wonder, I'm relatively positive on what we do next. I feel like we take this army here, move them here, so next turn we're able to move them from here to here and take this throne. along with what's ever in here. So if we press Control N, from this province here being our capital, this province here, if we look at well, that's map move 22, but regardless, it's a flying unit, so it's going to show us 13 instead of 19, but even if it was 19, we could still make it. So it means all of our Spirehorn warriors from this army are going to be able to make it across, since they're map move 20. They'll be able to make it from the cap to this province, while also all the rest of them that we're going to make. So definitely reinforce and take this last any province around us out. Go ahead and just clear it out. Nice to have, kind of makes us a little bit more square in a way, I guess. So that'd be nice. Other than that, we will check our research, up to 74 research per turn. Not too bad to close out year one. It'd be nice if it was higher, but you can't ask for everything. Still ways away from Conjuration 5. But with this closing off here, we'll be able to make 2 mages per turn. When we get that one, we'll make 3 mages, and that one 4 mages a turn. So it's definitely going to be a very, very high boost to our research whenever we finish those castles. Definitely this one next turn, for sure. Maybe at that point, I'll be confident enough to take a few guys off for research and send them around site searching for death. And just as we're making the other mage being an heir to water 1, I'm positive I send him off to site search as well. And other than that, I don't believe we have anything else going on. Just making as many Spirehorn warriors as I can. Another thing on top of that is when we have this built into a castle, it's going to have more resources, of course, but it's going to be a very, very nice recruitment point to make more Spirehorn warriors if we need them, if we have the money for them. So that's going to be the last episode for this week, or not last turn for this episode this week. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Let me know in the comments. I have a lot of fun with this game. Hopefully we will go into our next episode next week, maybe starting a war relatively early for our plans with that. That will hopefully push us into the mid game, being large enough and also turning us into more of a threat. We definitely don't want to stay small. We want an early war. I feel like we will have a decent enough target, being Colossa. Agartha and Vanheim would have been our worst targets, while also Machaco wouldn't have been too bad. So either one of these decent targets enough for us. He still hasn't taken his cap circle yet, which is interesting. But he's been able to move outside of his cap circle. I know having these farmlands are very, very nice to have, but is taking a swamp as nice to have instead of taking a province that has no tag, which probably be around 50 gold, maybe 40 to 50 gold. Who knows? Depending on what your skills are, of course, they could be relatively bad. But I mean, at the end, they could have a decent amount of gold value to them. And that's going to be closing up this one. I have kind of been running into a problem of where I'm running out of nations to do overviews on. When I do the overviews, I want to make sure that I've played the nation before. I have a good understanding. I don't want to do an overview where I have no idea and I've never played the nation. I'm not sure if I'll have to start slowing that down, or maybe just changing it up. And well, I wouldn't say changing it up, but I'll definitely have to figure something out for that. I'll try my best to bring you guys quality videos. Other than that, I may play some other games, but I haven't recorded anything else. I wasn't too interested. I know this is a very Dom or Dominions 5 channel, since that's what I wanted it to be. I don't think I'll make another YouTube channel. If I do anything, I might post a video for fun, maybe. Not sure on the game it might be, but it might. Usually enough, the other times I did when I posted a video for fun, I did on Wednesday. So if I do end up doing anything, I'll post on Wednesday, but there's a chance I might not. The national overviews on Friday and the game series on Monday are the only things I have scheduled. So you might see something random on Wednesday, but you might not. So don't expect it, of course. Um, Other than that, just let me know what you guys are interested in. Things you might want me. I wouldn't say necessarily want me to do. I don't really take requests, but I'll try to accommodate. Yeah, in a way, for sure. I've been relatively busy lately. Usually enough I'll record my videos way in advance, but today was Mother's Day and I just haven't been able to get this one, so I'm doing it the night before. I think it's relatively late. It's about 2:30, so I'm getting kind of tired. I need to start doing these earlier in the day so I can be more energetic in my videos, I guess. But you kind of have to do things when you can do them, not just when you want to do them. Very, very busy life. I'm sure everyone has one. And just a lot of stuff to keep up with. But further ado, I won't ramble on too much. You guys have a great day. I noticed we were up to 60 subscribers. That's awesome. The first video I posted, I think the day it had 199 views or 200 views. I can't remember. I was like, oh, that's so awesome. I really enjoy seeing that. It's a lot of fun. So, I'll see you next Monday for this series. Friday, if you decide to watch the overview, of course. Guys, have a great week. Hopefully, it's good for everyone. So, see you later.